Hello, Guerrero Geckos. This is Mrs. Gallardo. I am a PE teacher at Guerrero Elementary, and I am going to share with you Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type by Doreen Cronin, pictures by Betsy Lewin. And you're probably wondering, where's Miss Gallardo at? Well, I decided to read the book outside in my backyard. I'm actually sitting on my kids' trampoline. You can see this behind me. So just kind of wanted to take the books outside, especially now that the rain is gone. So let's get started with Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type. And before we get started reading, I wanted to ask you, well, when you want to send a message or say something to your friends, nowadays most people use cell phones, iPads, and computers to send information. But a long time ago, people didn't have those resources. We only had a machine called a typewriter, kind of like what you see here in the book. And you would put in the piece of paper and you would write your message by typing it in, and then you had to deliver it to someone either by taking it to them or putting it in the mail. So I want you to keep that in mind. And also I want you to think about, where do cows live? They live on farms. So keep all that information in mind. Here we go. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type all day long. He hears click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety clack, moo. At first, he couldn't believe his ears. How cows that type? Impossible. Click, clack, moo. Click, clack, moo. Clickety, clack, moo. So the farmer's a little bit concerned why these cows are writing a message on that typewriter. Then he couldn't believe his eyes. Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. Whoever thought the cows use blankets? It was bad enough. The cows had found the old typewriter in the barn. Now they wanted electric blankets? No way, said the Farmer Brown. No electric blankets. So the cows went on strike. They left a note on the barn door. The note says, sorry, we're closed. No milk today. Well, what do they want? The cows want some blankets. Have you ever heard of such thing? No milk today, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard the cows busy at work. Click, clack, moo. Click, clack, moo. Clickety, clack, moo. I wonder what they're typing now. The next day, he got another note. Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. They like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. So, here are the hens, the cow. How do you think the farmer is feeling now? The cows were growing impatient with the farmer. They left a new note on the barn door. Closed. No milk, no eggs. No eggs, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard them click, clack, moo. Click, clack, moo. Clickety clack, moo. Cows that type, hens on strike, who ever heard of such thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious. Yeah, that's kind of hard. No milk and no eggs. Farmer Brown got out his own typewriter. Dear cows and hens, there will be no electric blankets. You are cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. Well, make a prediction. What do you think the cows and the hens are going to do now? The duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows. So here goes the duck, and he's going to take the last note to those cows. So it's nighttime, guys. You can tell it's dark in here. There's a lock on the door. The cows held an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moo. You know the language moo? Neither do I understand the language moo. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. I wonder what they're deciding. The duck knocked on the door early the next morning. He handed Farmer Brown a note. Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter for electric blankets. Leave them outside the barn door, and we will send Duck over with a typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. Farmer Brown decided this was a good deal. He left the blankets next to the barn door and waited for the duck to come with the typewriter. They all have blankets now. I've never seen such a thing. The next morning, he got a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is quite boring. We like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Have you ever heard of ducks asking for a diving board? Click, clack, quack. Click, clack, quack. Clickety, clack, quack. The ducks are using the typewriter now. The end. Look what happened. They did get what they wanted. They got a diving board. Hope you enjoyed the book. Click, clack, moo. Cows that type.